It's my vinyl update for November 2021. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to my vinyl update for November 2021. As usual, mixture of stuff you've seen and stuff you haven't seen. New, pre-loved. I'll show you stuff you haven't seen first, and then quickly whiz through the stuff I've already shown. So, first up, just fell over the stack. First up we have the new album by The Darkness, Motorheart. And this is I've sort of bought the bundle for the website, so it's the two vinyl versions, CD and a signed photo I got. This is the coloured vinyl exclusive version, which is an orange marble. Very nice. That's the inner. And it comes with a download card as well. Interestingly, no hype sticker on that, presumably because it's only available in their store. But there is a hype sticker on the black vinyl version, which is identical apart from black vinyl. Was that a different label? No, it's not. No, it just looked different against a different background. This next one, ever since it was announced, I've been dithering over it. And then it was in the Universal Stores, Sound of Vinyl record store. All the same thing, really. It was in their Black Friday sale. So I picked it up. I think it was $14.99. This is the Wicker Man soundtrack. This is the proper Wicker Man, the 70s. Christopher Lee, Edward Woodward, Wicker Man, not the Nicolas Cage one, which I have yet to watch and don't really intend to, except maybe morbid curiosity. This is a silver screen release, so it's the original soundtrack album, music and songs by Paul Giovanni, performed by Magnet. Nice gatefold with a little bit of history about the music and the film, and the credits, and a little bit from Christopher Lee, and a very nice picture of Britt Ekland on the inner sleeve, plus lyrics, and it's on translucent yellow. So glad I finally got that. It's been in and out of my basket 2 or 3 times. Okay, so last month I showed the two new Robbie Williams, Robbie Williams' first 2 solo albums, the new vinyl releases of those. And I told a little story about how I ended up getting them from FNAC in France. And I was a bit, I was going to say annoyed, but that's not quite the word, but disappointed because there was a limited edition coloured vinyl versions available for the website, which if I hadn't pre-ordered them I would have got those instead. Paul Hayden, Vinyl Junkie, who was the one who pointed me in their direction in the first place, pointed out to me that the coloured vinyl versions were still available in the US Universal Music Group store thing, at decent prices, and when he pointed them out they were doing a special discount weekend as well, so I picked them up. Basically, this was a short version, so I won't show them in too much detail apart from showing it with a vinyl. So Life Through a Lens, I mean, if you want to see the inners and what have you, have a look at last month's video. That's on white vinyl. And I've Been Expecting You. It's on turquoise, do they call it? Aquamarine, they call it. Which is nice. Sort of translucent greeny colour. It's got a beak. I don't know if we can see it. Yeah, you can just about see it. It's sort of a white, well, it's not white, but a line down there. It's not, you know, it's inside the vinyl, if you like. It's a bit strange, but anyway, it's something that, you know, immediately catches your eye when you look at it. I did listen to the 2 black vinyl versions this month. They're very good pressings. My only complaint with them is that they don't include the hidden tracks that were on the CD. I'm sure they could have squeezed them in somehow. Next is a new album by Jarvis Cocker, Chanson d'Ennui, or Tip Top Chanson d'Ennui. So he was asked to do a song for the new Wes Anderson film, A French Dispatch, and it was a song in French, and it sort of inspired him to do a covers album of French pop songs, and this is it. Yeah, that's the track listing. Quite a flimsy inner sleeve. That's just black vinyl. When it was sort of announced, it was everywhere, was sort of, oh, we've only got a few copies, but sort of everywhere only had a few copies, so it was quite easy to get a hold of. Okay, we have Kylie's Disco, the guest list edition. So a year on from its initial release, it's been re-released with extra tracks. There's also another version of it with loads of remixes and everything. I have ordered that. Initially it was only available on her website and it sold out really quickly. Then they made it available everywhere else. And I pre-ordered it through Amazon, but it's a bit later released through them. 10th of December rings a bell, but no, that'd be midweek. That might just be when it's expected to arrive, but in a week or two I should be getting that. But this is the guest list edition, triple vinyl, very nice package. So the first 3 sides are the actual album as originally released, and then we've got side D is some tracks with guest artists, some new tracks, and a remix of one of the tracks that's on the album, which she did with Dua Lipa, but was previously released as a single anyway. And then sides E and F are a load of remixes, but different remixes, I think, than are on the other release. It's a bit complicated. Trying to remember. So it's, yeah, as I say, it's really nicely done. It's got this plastic outer, and it's sealed in for the time being anyway with tape, and I got it out once, so where did I get it out from? Must be this end, but it don't want to come off. Here it comes. Okay, so it slides out. Oops. And that's what the plastic sleeve looks like on its own. And then so triple gatefold. Just black vinyl, nothing fancy on my vinyl. I might get them all out, otherwise we'll be here forever. Just noticed, but even it's one of those where even the inside of the sleeves are printed. But yeah, very nice release. Okay, really lucky with this one. This is the new solo album by Damon Albarn, The Nearer the Fountain, More Pure the Stream Flows. And I think it was recordstore.co.uk had 100 signed copies, and I managed to nab one. I sort of pulled it out and I saw that, and I thought, well, that's not his signature. But then he has signed it probably at the bottom. That was just a bit of artwork that he added to it. But yeah, really happy to have got one of the signed copies. They've now released some where you get a thumbprint of him with it, which is a bit strange but interesting. I mean, I think they did have a few more signed copies, but they went really quickly. It's a nice sleeve as well. It's textured, almost like photo gloss rather than album cover gloss. This is Taylor's version of Red. Oh, ouch. Have I not opened this? I haven't even opened this. That's not like me. So Taylor Swift, as I've mentioned before, is re-recording her earlier albums for contractual reasons. And this is her re-recording of Red. At the same time, she is taking advantage to include not just re-recordings of B-sides and things like that, but also tracks that were done in the sessions for said album. Yeah, I don't need the shrink on this. Tracks that, you know, never made it to the album but were recorded at the same time. So this is 30 tracks over 4 discs, it might be actually. 3 or 4. Let's have a look. So I'm discovering this with you. I think I must have opened the CD. So we've got lyrics and credits for the relevant tracks with each one. It's just black vinyl this time. Normally they're coloured, but they've just gone black, probably because of all the pressing issues. I mean, it would have been obvious to have it on red vinyl, but they didn't. Yeah, 4 discs. Having her picture. So the hits on this album were I Knew You Were Trouble, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, Everything Has Changed with Ed Sheeran. I think there's probably a couple more as well, but those were the sort of the bigger ones. Yeah, that's that. Picked up another one of the Bananarama reissues through Amazon. As you will know if you've watched the last few videos, I'm working my way through, picking up one a month. I won't be buying one in December just because it's Christmas, so I may get I think there's only one left, maybe 2, but I may get it or them for Christmas, so I'll hold off, and then if not, I'll get it in January. But this is Wow. So they're all on coloured vinyl, and they all come with a CD. Inside, and the CD contains a full album plus all the bonus tracks as well, B-sides, remixes, etc. So it's real value for money. Nice red vinyl, and that is Bruno Toglioni of Strictly fame. This has got I Had a Rumour, Love in the First Degree, Nathan Jones, and I Want You Back, with the singles from this one. I picked up from the latest HMV 21st anniversary record, well, not record store day, but they've had specific days where they released a load of limited edition records. And in the last batch, it was originally scheduled for the first one, but it never happened for some reason. But in the last batch was Lou Reed's Transformer, which is an album I've wanted to get for a while anyway. So I picked it up through their website, and it's on white vinyl. But yeah, glad to finally add that to the collection. Okay, so wrong way round. On Monday the 29th, I went to Slice of Vinyl, my local record shop. I'd been there 3 days previously for Black Friday, but I wanted to have a little browse anyway of something which I'll get to in a minute. But also, as I mentioned on my Black Friday video, Kieran wanted to do a little interview with me for her blog and newsletter, because it's something they're introducing anyway, but they wanted to start with me because they've had people who watch my videos make a special trip to go and see the shop and spend some money there, and mentioned that they found out about the shop through me. So I went down to do that, but also had a browse as well, and I did pick up. I don't often, unless I'm looking for something specific, I don't often go through the new vinyl there, unless he's put something by for me or something I think he's got, and if he has, I will buy it. But I just had a general flick through, which I don't not often do, and I picked up, the name of this band is Talking Heads, the 2-disc live album from Talking Heads. It's a compilation of 4 different eras, 77, 79, sort of a side for each, 80 and 81. Over 2 discs, and they're on a red vinyl, solid red on these ones. I think I've got one more Talking Heads album to get, and then I'm complete. I picked up a few pre-loved whilst I was there as well. This one, I picked up George Harrison's Cloud 9. Obviously there's quite a lot of George Harrison talk at the moment, with it being the 20th anniversary of his death and all the Beatles stuff, because of Let It Be and Get Back. So he's sort of fresh in my head. Listography just did his discography, so that was sort of fresh in my head as well. The box set of all his albums has been on my wish list for ages, but it's just too much money. I've got everything on CD. I've been dithering. At the moment, my thoughts are I don't want to get all his albums on vinyl unless I get the box set. But I did want this, and I'll get All Things Must Pass at some point. Again, the recent reissues are a bit too much money for me. For what I want to spend on an album that I already have on CD. 3 times? At least twice, possibly 3 times. But yeah, for £8 less my discounts, so £7.20, I picked up it's got the Cloud 9. It's quite, if you hold it to the light, it's quite a marked copy. I suspect it will play okay, but it might be a little bit noisy. There's no sort of deep heavy marks really, so I don't think it will stick or skip. But if it does, I know Kieran will sort me out, no problem. And it's an album he's always getting in, so it won't be an issue. I couldn't resist Jungle Book for, what was it, £7, so £6.30. The original soundtrack, story and songs from a film. Musically, I think it's probably the best Disney film, at least certainly for my taste. It's not in great condition, but the sleeve's falling apart, but it's going to be in a sleeve, so it doesn't really matter. On Pickwick, on the Disneyland subsidiary of that. But bare necessities, I Want to Be Like You, Alone are probably Disney's 2 best songs. But the rest of it's good as well. For £8 less discount, so £7.20, Danny Minogue's Love and Kisses is not self-titled at all. I think this is her first album. So I like Danny Minogue a lot. At one stage I even preferred her to Kylie. Mid-90s, sort of around the girl period. She was sort of ahead of Kylie musically, and a lot of Kylie's later resurgence was just very similar to what Danny had been doing a couple of years previously. Nothing against Kylie at all, obviously. This is her earlier, more poppy rather than dancey stuff, which isn't great, but for the collection, for £7.20, I thought I would grab it. Love and Kisses, Success and Jump to the Beat were the singles, which are okay. You know, it's just not as good as her later stuff. Nice poster lyric, right way around even, lyric sheets. When it's on MCA. I picked up another Simon and Garfunkel. So I've got... Can't remember if I've got Sound of Silence, but if I haven't, that's the only one I need. Oh, excuse me. What I have found is... I think I was a bit spoiled by listening to Bridge Over Troubled Water first, because that's a masterpiece, apart from sticking that silly fake live version of Bye Bye Love on there. And all the Bookends and Parsley Sage. Have I listened to Parsley Sage? And certainly Bookends, anyway. Sort of doesn't live up to it. The big songs are great, but there's a lot of filler I found on that, at least. This was their first album, and it's got a lot of covers, folk classics on there. Some originals as well, but fewer than subsequent albums anyway. But yeah, let's add that to the collection. Okay, so the other reason I wanted to go down was that he's been trailing for a few weeks that he bought what he was calling a mega collection. Basically, a record collector died, sadly, quite, young, and Kieran bought his collection. He paid a lot of money for it because it is a really strong collection. It's largely 90s and noughties indie rock. Everything is pretty much mint condition, and he doesn't use the word mint lightly, but you could see a lot of it was mint, some of it was still sealed. There was signed bits. Everything, where it was meant to have a poster included, or postcards, or a 7-inch or something, they were there. It was just excellent condition. So he paid a lot of money for it, and rather than, because it was stuff that was worth money, rather than just put it out in his normal weekly updates, initially it was going to be Sunday only, put it all out, and it was come in, attack it, and then anything that's left will gradually be filtered through, because enough of that, although I personally didn't say anything, but there was enough of us who couldn't attend on Sunday. He also put them out on Monday as well, so that's another reason why I went. He flicked through it all on videos on Saturday evening, and to be fair, there wasn't much that I was particularly interested in. There's lots of that sort of almost complete collections of Selector and Suede. Suede, I've got nearly everything on CD. I don't really want vinyl for Suede. I'm not that much of a fan of them. And various other acts, they're large collections of. But there was odd bits that, if the price was right, I would have got, some of which were still left on Monday. There was a couple of Madness albums that I needed for the collection, but they were more than I would be willing to pay. I'd rather pay less and get a reissue, because these are all originals. But I did pick up a 12-inch single and a couple of 7-inch singles from it. There was no discount on this stuff. Where he paid good prices for them, he couldn't afford to discount them. So the 12-inch was Elastica's Line-Up, which also features Vaseline, Rock and Roll and Annie. Now this is covered in fingerprints all round. It's very strange. It's it's almost like somebody went, like, you know, did a steering wheel with them. It was very strange, but it should be fine. Especially once it's been through the spin cleaner. So yeah, that was £10. Number 7 inches, both Supergrass. So from their debut, Aisha Coco, this is Lenny, backed with Wait for the Sun. This was £7. Limited edition blue vinyl number 04030. It's not that limited. And it's that sort of pale blue with a little bit of marbling on it. And then from Road to Rouen, Thin, backed with a live acoustic Radio 2 session version of it. This was 10. This doesn't mention that it's on colour vinyl, but it's on red, deep red. Yeah, because I've got a few Supergrass singles, and obviously they are a favourite of mine. So I thought, oh, sod it, I'll have them. And the rest of it is stuff I've already shown. So earlier in the month, I went to a record fair in Fareham, did a haul video. So if you want to see these in more detail, watch that. I picked up Affectionately by Melanie. Overpaid for this. He says he's put a sticker on it saying it was worth £15 mint. It was £10. But yes, the mint value is £15, but the average price on Discogs is only about a £5. So even with this being in really nice condition, probably about £7 tops. But this I've vastly underpaid for, thankfully. This is Scott Walker's first solo album, Scott, which again was only £10, and that's sort of a price for a really bad copy, but this is a very good copy. John Martin's Sapphire. John Martin's Glorious Fall. Jimi Hendrix Radio 1, or Jimi Hendrix Experience Radio 1. John Martin Cool Tide. This is a 1991 album. This only cost me a tenner. This goes for about 30 quid on Discogs, so that was definitely a bargain. Stevie Wonder's Down to Earth. Okay, so that's what I picked up at the fair. Record Store Day Black Friday. Again, did a whole video, so if you want to see these in detail, watch that. Big Brother and the Holding Company, live at Monterey International Festival, a combination of the two. Shakin' Stevens, Merry Christmas Everyone, 12-inch Advent Calendar version. Shangri-La's, the best of the Redbird and the Mercury recordings. Double album. Staple Singers, 25th Day of December, Christmas album. Dire Straits Encores. If anybody wants a copy of this, Kieran, this is the only copy he sold. He's got 8, I think, left. Jimi Hendrix Experience Paris 1967. And Miles Davis Live Evil. And then finally, the new Matt Berry Gather Up box set, which I did an unboxing for that went up 2 days ago. So if you want to see that in detail, look at that video. There you go. That's what I bought in November. December shouldn't be as much. So obviously with Christmas coming up, there's still a few pre-orders due and a couple of things I've picked up, I think, in Black Friday, I think. Or did I? No, there might not be anything actually. I picked up some Blu-rays, but anyway, then whatever I get for Christmas, if I do. So it should be a shorter one anyway, next month. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.